Horizons 1 is now departing. Our final destination today, the 21st century.
Come on, baby, let's exercise.
You see, my friends, the computer makes life easier. Saves me time and headaches, too.
Hi, and welcome to the universe of energy. How are you? No need to answer.
Have a great stay here in Epcot or wherever your final destination may take you.
WDW Radio, your information station.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to the WDW Radio Show, your Walt Disney World information station. I am your host, Lou Mangello, and this is show number 413 for the week of July 19th, 2015. I'm here to help you have the best possible Disney vacation experience and bring you a little bit of Disney magic, not just with this podcast, but with videos, blog, live events, newsletter, mobile app, audio tours, books, and much more. You can subscribe to the podcast in iTunes and find everything else over at WDWRadio.com. So Disney's Animal Kingdom is undergoing unprecedented growth with a lot of excitement building for the world of Pandora set to open in just a few years. But recently, another new section of the park, Harambe Market, opened, and this week I'm going to invite you to join me for a live review of this wonderfully immersive environment, well-crafted backstory, and African-inspired street food. I'll also share interviews with an Imagineer and executive show producer for Disney's Animal Kingdom, as well as the chef de cuisine, and Stephen Miller from Walt Disney World Merchandise, who shares some unique souvenir items that you can enjoy, cook, and eat. I'll then have the answer to our last Walt Disney World trivia question of the week and pose a new challenge for your chance to win a Disney prize package. I'll then have more information at the end of the show about upcoming WDW Radio events and meets of the month. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode of the WDW Radio Show. Recently, there's been a new addition to Disney's Animal Kingdom, and one that I'm very, very excited about. It is not Avatar or the World of Pandora or even a new attraction or show. Instead, it's a new experience in Africa known as the Harambe Market, which is themed after sort of a very busy, authentic marketplace with the sight and the sound. You can hear the train behind me and really the flavors of an Africa street food fair. And as you know, one of the things I love most about Walt Disney World is the food. I believe that food, attractions are the things you do in between meals. So I was excited when we were able to come and experience the new marketplace. As you can hear, the sound of the train behind me really connects this to the story of Africa, the sort of a colonial era train depot with a water tower and 4 different food locations, as well as Zuri's Sweet Shop, a location unlike anything else where they have not just unique food items that you can consume there, but ones that you can take home, like Flame Tree barbecue sauce, different types of popcorn, and then actually goods and wares that were created in Africa, and ways that you connect with the artisans by looking at the cards and getting to connect with them online. But I thought today, in the interest of research and hoping to introduce you to a place that you may not have known existed because it only has been open just a few weeks, was to come out to the Harambe Market and do a live review of all, not just one, but all of the food locations here. And once again, surprising my family this morning. I said, get up early, get dressed. We're going to someplace that I know you love, but have never been before. It was Disney's Animal Kingdom, and the place they've never been before is the new Harambe Market. So I'd like to introduce you to, not in order of favorites, but we'll go by age order. So first, Nicholas.
Sup, dog.
And Marion.
Hello.
And 29 all over again is Deanna.
Hi.
So you guys, I said that you loved Disney's Animal Kingdom. Who thinks this is their favorite park?
Me.
Oh, yeah, me.
Yeah, so all three of them raised their hand. Well, they're raising their hands because they're trying to get close to food. I've been torturing them by taking pictures and walking around and shooting video of the food beforehand. But let's talk first, before we start eating, about this location, right? Sort of nestled deep within Harambe, and it really does sort of connect to the Kilimanjaro Safari. You almost would imagine that if you were in Africa, this was a place that you would stop and visit either before or after your 2-week-long safari.
Absolutely. You would never know that this is nestled back here. They do such a creative thing with regards to opening up new spaces, and how they theme it is absolutely amazing, with all the architecture and the actual African ware that's hanging around, and what they use to bake and cook, and all their utensils. You feel like you're in an African Right,
and all of this outdoor marketplace, if you look around and really take the time to look at the details, you can see it's like your own neighborhood street fair. There's vendors, there's an herbalist, there's artwork in the background, there's a train depot. So it really does sort of complete a very detailed and rich story. And if you look at the things on the walls and even on the ceilings, if you look up above you, and there's a ton of covered seating area out here, which is nice because in typical Disney's Animal Kingdom fashion, it's Africa hot today. But if you look and see, they've taken oil drums and have flattened them out to help make the roofs, again, like somewhere that you would find, if you were going out on an African safari.
Yeah, we even heard that they get the oil drums from Africa and they put them on the ceilings, and you wouldn't even imagine that they would turn such a space with really not a lot of stuff, and they would turn it into this beautiful little shop with delicious looking, I'm not sure about tasting, food, but it's probably
Get your fingers off my flatbread woman. We're not quite there just yet. And if you look too, did you guys find some of the hidden Mickeys?
Yeah.
There are some obvious ones, some not so obvious ones. So when you come into the space, it's a wide open space with a lot of covered seating area. There's beautiful trees and foliage and plants and growing throughout. But there's 4 different locations, right? There's the Wajohi refreshment stand, the Katamu Grill, the sausage, Boer Wars sausage, and Chief Mwanga's rib shop. And all sort of small little, again, like you would find almost a pop-up shop, street food. So let's go first and foremost. Let's start with the back and work our way forward. Let's start with Chief Mwanga's specialty, which are the ribs. They have spice-rubbed Karubi ribs with green papaya carrot slaw and a chickpea, cucumber, and tomato salad. There's vegetables, kids, which by definition to me makes it healthy. For dessert, they have an African milk tart, which is coconut custard in a chocolate tart shell with sugar and 5-spice powder, drizzled with dark chocolate ganache. Dark chocolate, it's a superfood, so it's got to be good for you. They also have 2 different draft beers, a Safari Amber Lager and an Orlando Brewing I4 IPA, as well as 6 different African wines, and the specialty, in my opinion, drink of the house, the watermelon lemonade featuring Odwalla. The watermelon lemonade is $3.59. The ribs are $13.39. The milk tart is $4.49. That's a snack credit. And they also have kids meals of a kids portion of ribs and a kids snack pack.
Okay, so first of all, I took a little bit of a gigantic sip of my watermelon lemonade. It's my new favorite drink on the planet. Sorry, cream soda and stuff. This is delicious.
What do you think?
It's probably my second favorite drink, but I still do not know what my first favorite drink is. But I really like it. It's really good.
So what I like about it, and again, especially on a day like today, it's sweet and thirst quenching, but you also get the lemonade gives it a nice little bit of tartness, sort of like on the back of the palate.
It's extremely refreshing, especially on a hot day. Delicious.
Right, and I was afraid when I saw watermelon that it was going to be overly sweet, but it's not. You can easily drink this and not, like a root beer, you can only have one. Watermelon lemonade, you can have a few. So, Deanna, you're making fast work of the spice-rubbed Karubi ribs, and I noticed that you were doing it really just with a fork alone, and I can first of all, I can smell it. You can smell the spices, but it's super, super moist, and it looks like it just sort of fell apart.
Super moist, definitely fell apart, and that's exactly, I am a ribs connoisseur, so I absolutely love ribs, and these are, I'm going to tell you right now.
They're so good. They're really, really good. Especially with that slaw or something on top.
So, the first thing I noticed was it's got a nice char on the outside, right? I like that little bit of burnt end crustiness on the ribs, but not so much that it becomes dry. The second thing you pay attention to is the rub, and sometimes you have to be careful with spice rubbed ribs. If it's overly rubbed, it can make it too spicy, it can make it too dry, and that's not peppery. Yeah, it's not peppery. It's not like that at all, but you also do get a nice sense of the pepper on the palate. Pepper paprika.
So when you have the slaw that's on top with the rib, it's so delicious. It actually cuts a little bit of the spice, which is what you're supposed to do. And I have dipped it in the barbecue sauce. I think I might have to order some more.
I think the ribs were really, really good.
So there's also you can add a barbecue sauce on the side. I think that when you put the meat, I really like the slaw a lot.
I really like the barbecue sauce. I really like the rib dipped with the barbecue sauce with the slaw. It's so delicious. I'm going to order me some more.
So the slaw is pickled, but it's not too vinegary. And Marion, so you're having some of the
yeah, I kind of devoured and stole the whole thing, but I'm obsessed with chickpeas and garbanzo beans, same thing. But it's like a chickpea garbanzo bean
tomato cucumber. Can I get a little taste of that?
No.
You're like your father. You hate to share.
Oh, it's so good. It's really like refreshing and light.
Well, we use that word a lot.
To like
but yeah, it is. I mean, if you want sort of and it's a look. I would rather have something like that on the side than something else that was fried. Oh my.
Underneath is all rib meat, and it's so soft, and it falls right off the bone. Once you get through the little peppery top, it's delicious.
And I wish I could have waited ahead of time. I mean, it's a heavy. It's got to be 3 pounds. I mean, the dish it comes in, the cardboard plate is probably 9 inches by 6 inches wide, and it's full. I mean, it's full of rib meat. It's not. I was afraid that maybe it was just going to be 1 or 2 ribs. You can easily split this between 2 people.
There's definitely enough for 2 people, no doubt. But I love underneath where the soft rib is.
No, see, I like the top, this part. I like the little burnt part because they get a little bit of. That's where see, look at that. Look, you can see the thin layer of fattiness. Look at that, right underneath the char. Oh.
And you wouldn't expect for like such a it's not very expensive, but you get so much, and it's cooked to perfection.
It really does fall apart. You don't even need a knife. That's a lot of food. That's a lot in there. All right, so I'm afraid of getting too full, as if that's a possibility. Let's move on to Boerewors sausage.
Oh my God.
We had a chance to talk to some of the Imagineers earlier today. We had a chance to talk to the chef. And again, the idea was to take inspiration from not just sort of East African flavors in terms of bringing in, the curries and the rubs and the spices, but this idea of having easy to grab and walk around with street food. And look, we're Americans. That's what we love to do. We love to go to carnivals and street fairs and food trucks. And the corn dog is like the staple. It's like the national. It's like the American food. This is such a different take on the American corn dog because it's fried. First of all, it's a sausage, and it's fried in a curried corn batter with roasted broccoli and tomato salad. That's $8.99. There's also an African milk tart here. Again, same types of drinks and South African wines. But the difference here, unlike an American corn dog, first of all, it's really almost like a foot long. I mean, it's huge, and it probably weighs 2 pounds. Like, this is not something it's not like a little mini corn dog.
No, it's definitely something that your kids can split, or you can split as a snack. I mean, it's definitely a 2-person.
It's like the size of your forearm. I mean, like, seriously, stick your arm out, Marion. Look, it's as long as it kind of looks like a forearm, too. Look, there's the elbow, and then her hand is the stick. But, So the important thing when you hear this is I think the word curry scares a lot of people. They think of a spicy, hot Indian curry. It's not at all. Because it's in a curried corn batter, the corn is actually very, very sweet. It's got a great crunch on the outside, beautiful yellow color on the inside. And the sausage, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like a... Spicy. It's not a spicy sausage. It's not an Italian sausage. It's not a breakfast sausage. But it's got that nice crunchy casing, right? It's super, super moist inside. Sometimes you worry about when things get fried, they lose some of the moisture. It's not like that at all. But there's no sort of heat or spice to this.
Not at all. There's no spice, but there's definitely a hint of curry. It's wonderful because after you take a bite of it, you sense the curry after, as like almost like an aftertaste. It's delicious.
I think it was really, really good. The sausage gave it like saltiness, but the corn batter gave it a little bit of the sweetness. So it was.
So is that something, Nicholas, you would order again?
Yes.
Sorry, let me just stuff my face. I loved it. It was definitely a really, really nice African take on the American corn dog. Except it's a lot bigger. But the thing is that with the sausage, kind of give it a little bit of spice. Same with the curry, it gave it a little bit of like a spice and heat. But the outside coating with like the corn balanced it all out and made it like really goodly.
And it's not a heavy fry, too. You know, you worry sometimes when you hear fried corn dog, it's like what you get on the boardwalk, and it's going to be something heavy fried and old oil. And right, it's not like that at all. And so there's also, I mean, what's underneath is almost a full portion of a roasted broccoli and tomato salad.
Red onion. In a vinaigrette. It's so refreshing. That's the thing I love. All these flavors, everything complements each other because everything's more refreshing than the other.
And we use that word a lot. I mean, we keep sort of repeating the word refreshing, but it is, and I think especially they're very aware of they're very aware of the heat, that they don't want to give you things that are going to make you feel like, I mean, that you want to take a nap when you're done eating.
Yeah, but think about it. When you're hot, really hot, I know with me, when I'm really hot, I don't want to eat a lot of heavy food. And in Africa is Africa. It's always really hot.
It's so hot in Africa. People walk around Africa going, man, it's Animal Kingdom hot here in Africa.
Exactly. So, I think the Africans do it well because they actually know that you don't want to eat a lot of heavy food that's going to sit in your stomach. So they do refreshing things as well as light food.
That's the key. It's not heavy. Nothing really seems heavy. So let's sort of go over then to the Katamu Grill, talking about not heavy things. They have an all-natural grilled chicken skewer for $8.99, as well as a ground beef kebab flatbread. Again, served with that same broccoli and tomato salad. They also pair it with wines and beers. And there's a kid's chicken skewer as well. The chicken skewer is $8.99. The grilled beef kebab flatbread is $9.49. I'm going to move my way up to the beef kebab because in talking to a lot of people, they seem to say that's their favorite. Let's take a little taste of the chicken. So same thing again. It's got that sort of putting it out on the grill, the char on the outside, but you can just look at the meat and see that it's not dried out. That's always the thing that you worry about, putting something on the grill for too long.
It's very light.
It's simple.
Very light.
So I think if you're coming here and say, you know what, I'm a picky eater, my kids are picky eaters, there's not going to be anything for us to eat in Africa. There's not going to be anything for us to eat in the Harambe marketplace. This is as safe as it gets. I mean, it literally is plain grilled chicken. There's a little type of a I don't even want to call it a peppery spice. I mean, there's a little bit of a marinade on the outside, but it's very simple. It's very safe. It's got a nice flavor to it, but there's nothing complicated about it at all.
With chicken, if you ever, like sometimes if you don't cook it perfectly, it's very dry, but this is totally moist, but still with that nice char on the outside.
I want to go back. I want to eat more of the sausage, but all right, let's move over to the flatbread, and I'm surprised, right? So I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I'm surprised at what came out. And what I mean by that is I'm surprised with the amount that came out. It's $9.49. There are two huge flatbreads here. They're probably 6 inches long, and it almost looks like a Greek hero. I don't mean like a where's my supersuit hero, a gyro, whatever. Oh, so look, see what she's doing? Look what she's doing.
It's like
She's not doing the Philly lean, right? Because your mother picked it up, she bit into it, and you can see all of that nice little bit of like juice and sort of that type of tzatziki style sauce. So it's a warm flatbread with ground beef kebab inside.
It's good. It's got tzatziki sauce on it. It's delicious.
So it does. I don't know specifically what the sauce is, but
That's what it is.
it does have that sort of Greek yogurt-style sauce on it. It's got, let's see, it looks like it has tomatoes and onions and maybe scallions and some lettuce. And there's 2 large pieces of beef in here, too.
It's like an African sausage taco.
Well, there you go. But I was afraid that was going to be something a lot. I saw ground beef kebab. I thought it was going to be very meaty, very heavy. Again, not heavy at all.
And the outside is a naan bread. How can you turn that down? That's amazing.
So we forgot to talk about how we've been washing this down. We obviously love the watermelon lemonade, but we also got another drink that is sweet, carbonated, and bright green. Nicholas, what kind of drink did we just have?
Bebo.
Now, why does that sound familiar? Where else can I get Bebo in Walt Disney World?
Club Cool.
And where's Bebo from?
South Africa, baby.
Okay, so the watermelon lemonade, unique to Harambe Market. The Bebo, you can find at Club Cool in Epcot. But you know what? I like the fact that you can get it here. Like, I could walk around Disney's Animal Kingdom and drink that. It's not overly sweet. And what does it taste like? You know, I can't quite...
It is a mango kiwi, I think you said.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty good.
Nicholas, what'd you like better? The Bebo or the watermelon lemonade?
That's a really tough one. I would probably go with the watermelon lemonade.
Okay, so if you get the watermelon lemonade and one of these entrees, which should you pick?
I would get the kebab, not the flatbread, but the kebab.
The chicken skewer?
Yeah.
Okay. So one vote for the chicken skewer, Marion.
I would get the watermelon lemonade and like that, the ribs with the chickpea side.
Okay, Deanna?
I would have to go with the watermelon lemonade and, of course, the ribs.
So I'm torn. I'm
But I would definitely get, like, you get a lot of this broccoli and red onion and tomato with the vinaigrette on it. I love that.
So we found out there's 18 ounces of rib. I mean, I was, slightly exaggerating when I said 3 pounds, but it's 1.5 pounds of meat. That's a lot. I actually really like the corn dog sausage. It very much gives me the sense of that African street food. Like, I just like the whole presentation. I like the vegetables with it. It's twice fried. We talked to the chef. It's twice fried. They quickly fry it once just to sear in all the juices. That's the secret. That's how they're able to keep it so moist and light. And then they put the little bit of the crunchiness on the outside. I think the play is this. You get the ribs, and you get the sausage, and you get a Bebo and a watermelon lemonade, or an adult beverage if you're over 21.
And you're set.
That will keep you going. The same way Deanna can't talk because she's got the. We're going to do cheers with our little. We could do like lightsaber battles with our little sausages. These are awesome.
Yeah. Okay, now just to settle it all off, let's go to Zuza's sweet shop or something.
And you're right. So when you're done, Zuri's sweet shop has like 80 different items. They said in terms of salty and sweet snacks that you can consume right there. There's a case. There's nuts. I love the dried fruits, the dried kiwi.
They have a new dried fruit-like trail mix bar that you can pick and choose the trail mix of your choice. They have dried kiwi, they have dried mango, they have dried apricots, they have nuts. It's a great snack to have and carry around with you throughout the park. And it doesn't melt.
And stuff, there's snacks there that are unique to Zuri's Sweet Shop, which I love, right? It reminds me of places like Memento Mori, where, and I hope it's a trend we're continuing to see throughout Walt Disney World, are locations, merchandise and food locations with items that are unique to that land, to that attraction, whatever it may be.
I love how because at Disney, sometimes you don't, at most places it's pretty healthy, but other times you really want like an indulgent treat thing. But at Zuri Sweet Shop, there is a literal trail mix nut dried fruit bar with any dried fruits or nuts that you want, and you can just. It's kind of like in a confectionery on Main Street. And it's the exact same thing, except with some healthy dried fruits and nuts. And I'm really, really excited to go get some.
And I don't feel, first of all, there's food left over, which for Lou Mangello is an anomaly. And granted, I'm not done eating. We'll just keep going on the recording. But I don't feel so full that I couldn't go and get a snack at Zuri's Sweet Shop. Again, all in the name of research.
Because that's the whole point that they're trying to do. It's stuff that's refreshing and not heavy. So therefore, you're not going to need, you can go enjoy either an adult beverage with some ice cream on it, or. And
I was going to say that they're smaller portions, but they're not. This is not. I thought I actually expected the portions to be a lot smaller. Right. For the price and for what was coming out, I expected to be sort of more tapas style. These are full entree-sized portions, so you can come here for lunch or dinner easily. And look, I think it's one thing to hear about it, and it's neat to hear the music in the background. I'm also going to do a quick video giving you a quick tour of the Harambe market, but I want you to come out here and try it for yourself. Better yet, we're going to have a meet of the month here soon, so we can get together under the shade and share some of these treats. Check out the events page at WDWRadio.com or follow me on Twitter. At Lou Mangello.
The other thing, too, is for people that are vacationing that don't always want to go and sit down and have a restaurant meal, this is an absolutely wonderful place to come and hang out with your family and order a couple things and cool off. You don't feel like you're rushed, and you get huge portions.
Yeah, look, we primarily are counter service people. We prefer to sort of be able to not worry about, look, obviously we're locals too, but not worry about ADRs, but see what it is that you're feeling. I still, look, you know me, I've been a proponent of Disney's Animal Kingdom since the beginning. I did a show back in, the double digits of W Radio about how this is not a half-day park. I consider it a 2-day park, certainly with all the additions. I think that very much comes into play. But you want to talk about one of the parks that has one of the widest varieties of food offerings, right? We're big fans of Flame Tree Barbecue. I love Yak and Yeti, I actually like outside Yak and Yeti almost better than I like inside Yak and Yeti. Restaurantosaurus. There's a really neat variety of unique items you can find throughout this park.
Yeah, lots of outdoor activities to view and see, and how everything is themed. This is the kind of experience that you want, especially when you're here.
Cool. I love it. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Harambe Market. I'm also a huge fan of Marion and Nicholas because...
Oh, yeah.
Look, I made you myself, so I have to be a fan. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you. Listen, it is always an adventure. Adventure is out there, and together we will find it and explore it and enjoy it all together. So I want to hear from you. Have you tried the Harambe Market? If you have, go to this week's show notes over at WDWRadio.com. Let me know what you thought. Better yet, tweet me at Lou Mangello or share a picture on Instagram or Facebook. Let me know your thoughts. Hopefully, this quick little review will open your eyes and your palate and your stomach to a new dining experience here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Jumbo. That's the only word I know. Jumbo.
Jambo.
No, not Jambo. Jumbo.
Jumbo.
What's the other one?
Swahili? No, that's a language. Kumbaya.
No. Asante Sana, squash banana.
Yeah.
Quaharini. There you go. Look at Nicholas. Out of left field comes up Quaharini. As you know, first and foremost, Disney is a storytelling company. And here at Harambe Market, it is, once again, I can tell, all about story and all about details and all about the food. But let's talk about story and details today. I'm here with Emily. She's the executive show producer for Disney's Animal Kingdom. I always feel like I need to congratulate you when something like this opens up, because I'm sure it's been a long process from concept and design to getting to the point that you can share it with guests.
Yes, thank you. It always is a process and a huge team. So, everybody works hard to tell the right story and to tell the best story. And I think we've done that here in a great way.
And it seems like it obviously flows so very well with the rest of Africa. And you get this sense that you are walking into a small village as if you were in your own hometown, where there is sort of a street party going on. And look, we are, especially here in America, we love sort of street food and street vendors.
Yep, that's exactly what we were going for. So I'm really glad that you feel that way. Our storytelling here is about having a feeling and a kind of an intimacy that you would have in a neighborhood street party just like that. So it's kind of awesome that you just said that.
And so is it really meant to kind of tie in? I think there sort of ties in like with the Kilimanjaro safari. So maybe before or after your safari, you want to get something to eat. And is that what it's meant to do, sort of help sort of connect everything else that you see in Africa?
Yeah, it does. It actually really creates that full village, as you said. So, as you come into Harambe, you go down the main street, and to your left is our theater district with the new Lion King Theater and the fort over there. And if you go straight, you go to the safari and the reserve at the end of the street. And as you come back around, you kind of get this back street, kind of a little more gritty train station marketplace with all of the vendors, be it food or merchandise. We've got lots of offerings here, and it's really what you would find in any town's marketplace, like kind of the center, the area where the town goes to share in food and drink and fun.
And I love that we have the sound of the train going behind us. It really sort of connects the story, because it really is a multi-sensory experience. It's not just what you see, but obviously hear and what you smell and what you taste too.
Yes, absolutely. And we were going for the most authentic version of that we could get. So, in East Africa along the coast, that's along the spice routes to India. So what you'll find in the food here is flavors that are inspired by the spices that would come on the boats to those towns. So everything's got just a little bit of a twist on it. It's like someone from Harambe went off on an adventure and came back and said, you know what, I saw corn dogs. I saw corn dogs in the United States, and now I want to make corn dogs, but I want them to be for our people with our flavors. So they use a pork and beef sausage that is local with all of the spices, and use a curry batter. So it's a little bit of a different take, but it's still the same kind of feeling of a corn dog, but with a richer flavor.
And I love the authenticity of it. So when you come here, you know that you are, maybe it's not something that specifically you'd find in a certain country or a certain area of Africa, but it does use some of those same types of ingredients.
Yes. It's very unique to our Harambe. Everything here is kind of one village that is inspired by many.
Right, I was going to say, it's not meant to represent a specific location in Africa. It's really sort of an amalgamation of lots of different cultures and foods.
Yes.
It is a feeling. It is, and I think that's what you get when you come in here. It very much is that transformative experience. When you pass through that portal, the same way that you do in Adventureland or Frontierland or Tomorrowland, you get that sense when you come into Harambe as well.
Yes, but here we're not pretending. You are you experiencing Africa in this time, this place. We're not going back in time here. This is your real experience of you currently having your own adventure.
I love it, and I love that I can sort of eat my way around Africa too. Here,
that's always a good thing.
And so, what's it's all about, again, the details, and I love being able to walk around and sort of piece the story together, and how it looks as though you've grabbed things that maybe you would have found at a roadside stand. Tell me about some of the details, and then you got to tell me your favorite food.
Okay, so detail-wise, as you look around at all of our vendors, all of the wares that are being sold or represented here are actually from Africa. And one of the things that's cool about going to Africa, you'll see that kind of inventive spirit that people have to try to recycle and reuse objects in their daily lives to serve different purposes. So if you look over our heads, we've got some flattened out oil drums that were actually purchased in Africa, and they are used as a building material there. So we, of course, did the same thing here. And it's that ability to see opportunity in materials. So you'll see that kind of all around you. Ooh, favorite food. The flatbread's my favorite. Personally, it's got a little bit of spice in the yogurt sauce that's on it. It's like a gyro. But, that one's my favorite.
I dig it. There is a lot going on here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Again, a place where you can be transported to other places, to other times. I don't just mean in Asia or soon to be Pandora, but right here in Harambe. For more information, visit DisneyWorld.com. Better yet, come here to Harambe. I need to go and try the flatbread.
Yeah, you do.
So I'm here with Chef Albert, the chef de cuisine of Disney's Animal Kingdom. The Harambe market looks beautiful. It smells even better. Tell us a little about the inspiration for some of the different flavors you brought in.
The inspiration is really about African street-style food, introducing some spices and some curries to the walking path, here in Africa.
Yeah, and it really sort of capitalizes on this idea that we, especially Americans, we love street food, we love food trucks, and it does give you a sense that you're sort of invited into a small little African village.
Oh, absolutely. And we have 3 little marketplaces you see behind us, and we offer Berber spice chicken, a gyro flatbread, which is all beef meat, and then we also have a sausage that's curry dipped in batter, and then Karubi spiced rib, which has some of that African barbecue spice.
Let's talk a little bit about it's sort of like an African corn dog because it's this unique combination of sausage. And I think when some people hear curry, they get a little afraid, but it's not because it almost has a type of sweetness to it.
Yes, it does have a sweetness in the batter. It's definitely dipped in a corn batter that has a little sweetness to it. But the sausage itself, it has those spices of a little bit of clove, a little bit of cardamom inside the sausage. And then we make the batter ourselves. And it's people do get offended on spice, right? It's not really hot at all. But the curry is really the earth tone that is in that batter. And it's one of our most popular items as well.
And I love the fact that it's just fun hand food that you can grab and sort of walk around like you would if you were doing a carnival or street fair anywhere.
Absolutely, yeah. You can grab one from every window and walk around and enjoy with your family.
I like how you think. Grab one from every window. I'm not very good at sharing, but I like the idea of grabbing one for every window. Harambe Market is open now. It looks good. It tastes even better. Chef Albert, thank you very much.
Thank you.
The newly opened Harambe Market includes Zuri's Sweet Shop, a location that includes 3 of my favorite things: food, sweets, and merchandise. And to tell us all about it is Stephen Miller from Disney Merchandise. Jumbo.
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Well, I brought out today a few of my favorite items from Zuri's Sweet Shop. It's our first dedicated consumables location at Animal Kingdom, and we created about 80 new items for this location. So I couldn't bring all 80, but I brought some of my favorites, including, you gotta love this, it is the Flame Tree Barbecue Sauce. Now, if you're a fan of the restaurant, this actually worked with the Disney chefs to capture that sweet and spicy flavor of the barbecue sauce. You match that with some of the spice rubs that we have as well. Like this is the Flame Tree Barbecue Sauce, and it's the rub, and it's fantastic. I mean, this is really.
If I actually knew how to cook, that would be awesome. I just prefer to come to Flame Tree and get.
We have a few consumable items here that are easy. They're already made. I love the apples. This is an apple shaped like an elephant. We also have a monkey, a cotton top tamarind in there as well. The hippo pop is a lot of fun. Marshmallows there. It looks like a hippopotamus. But there's really 3 different themes here. There is kind of the Lion King Gourmet, which is where that Flame Tree Barbecue Sauce is. They have some coffees here as well. We have this kind of Kente program, which is inspired by the Animal Kingdom logo, Africa fabrics and so forth. They have a great chocolate bar set. The coconut patties are great. This popcorn here is delicious. This is a cardamom, citrus, and almonds in this popcorn. So different flavors of Africa, something really unique here. And then we have this Lion King thing here. I think this is fun. It's a popcorn tin, but after you're done with it, you can actually use it as a drum. So parents can be.
Yeah, a lot of parents are going to be grateful that you're giving your kids drums.
These are great too. Actually, I bought these for my son recently. The centipedes. It's just like Lion King, the actual film, where they're eating the worms and all that kind of stuff. And then these candy rocks look like rocks, but they taste delicious. So again, a lot of different items here. Not only the consumables piece, but we also have these great blessing baskets. These are made by artisans in Africa, and then you can connect with them. So there's actually a place you register your basket online. You can actually correspond with that particular artist. So really unique stuff here for Harambe Market at Zuri's Sweet Shop.
And look, I always say that the best way to connect with people and learn about a culture is certainly through their food, whether you want to eat it here or take it home and do it yourself. And I love the fact that there's a lot, again, like the story of Harambe. It's really about the authentic African flavors, but connecting it to the people and the culture, too.
Oh, you can smell, those spice rubs, we have a sampler out here. You can come into the shop and smell them, and they just immerse you in such a culture. In this entire area here, Harambe Market, is really such a wonderful addition to Disney's Animal Kingdom.
You had me at popcorn.
Believe me. And there's 4 different flavors here. In addition to them, there's some other popcorn we did for the Lion King program as well. And then they got this kettle corn here. So, yeah, it's some delicious stuff here.
Well, whether you want to get a little bit of a taste of Africa right here at Harambe or bring it home with you, visit Zuri's Sweet Shop. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you. Great to see you again.
It's time for our Walt Disney World Trivia Question of the Week, where I invite you to test your knowledge of Walt Disney World history or see how well you pay attention to the details, not just in what you see, but sometimes in what you hear. And if you think you got the answer right, you can enter by email for a chance to win a Disney prize package. Before we get to this week's question, let's go back, review last week's, and select our winner. So last week, your question was very simple. It was sort of a where in Walt Disney World can you find the Forgotten Grotto? And I was so impressed with the hundreds of you that got this one correct, because either you've been to Typhoon Lagoon or you are masters of the Google search. Because if you go to Typhoon Lagoon, there is a series of paths called the Mountain Trail that allows you to explore Mount Mayday. And while you're on these paths, through and across Overlook Pass, and check out the Forgotten Grotto. So I took all the correct entries, randomly selected one, and last week you were playing for all 7 of my virtual audio walking tours of the Magic Kingdom, including the brand new Tomorrowland, which was just released a couple of months ago, and a copy of my 102 Ways to Save Money for and at Walt Disney World book. Both, by the way, are available at the shop at WDWRadio.com. And I'm also going to send you your own WDW Radio custom Magic Band cover. And last week's winner is Beth Spooner. So Beth, congratulations. I will send your package out to you right away. If you played last week and didn't win, that's okay, because here's your next chance to enter in this week's Walt Disney World Trivia Challenge. So we are in Disney's Animal Kingdom this week, not just for the Harambe Market review and interviews, but actually we had our Meet of the Month at Restaurantosaurus this past weekend. So I figured let's make the question about Animal Kingdom as well. And of course, one of the most popular and one of my favorite attractions in Animal Kingdom, and obviously one of the largest ones in any of the Disney parks anywhere, is, of course, the Kilimanjaro Safari. But when the safari first opened, the storyline was a little bit different. And at the end of the attraction, there was a cast member dressed as a reserve warden who captured the poachers as part of the story and saved a mother and baby elephant. So all you need to do is tell me, what was the name of the baby elephant? You have until Sunday, July 26th at 11:59 p.m. to email your answer to contest@WDWRadio.com. Again, you're going to get all the audio tours, the 102 Ways book, and a WDW Radio cover for your Magic Band. So good luck and have fun. That's going to do it for this week's show. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in this and every week. I understand how valuable and important your time is, and I am so grateful that you choose to spend some of it with me. I hope you enjoyed our live review of the Harambe Market, and your question of the week this week is to tell me, have you tried the Harambe Market yet? And if so, I'd love to hear your review and comments. You can tweet me at Lou Mongello, Instagram.com/Lou Mongello, or call the voicemail. Be heard on the air at 407-900-9391. Don't forget that if you want to help the show and be a part of the WDW Radio Nation, you can visit WDWRadio.com/support. Completely optional, but a great way for you to help the show and get exclusive rewards and benefits every month, like custom Magic Band covers, monthly scavenger hunts, logo gear, t-shirts, monthly care packages from Walt Disney World, and exclusive live video group calls, a private Facebook group, and lots more. And don't forget that a portion of the proceeds go to benefit the Dream Team Project and the Make-A-Wish Foundation of America. To find out more, you can go to WDWRadio.com/support. Also, while you're on the site, be sure and check out our blog and videos and newsletter and free mobile app and lots more. And join me every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern for WDWRadioLive.com, where I do a live video broadcast about this week's Disney World news and interact with you in the text chat room. You can also watch it live on Periscope. You can follow me there at Lou Mongello. Same place you can follow me at Lou Mongello on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and like the WDW Radio page over at facebook.com/WDW Radio. Again, you can find links to all those over at WDWRadio.com. And as much as I love connecting with you and having conversations with you online, I believe that nothing beats a handshake and a hug, and you guys proved it again. Thank you to everybody who came out to this past weekend's Meet of the Month in Disney's Animal Kingdom. The next Meet of the Month is going to be our annual Day at a Disney Water Park. That's going to be Sunday, August 30th. We're going to spend the day at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon Water Park. I'll then have updates about upcoming meets for September and through the rest of the year on the events page over at WDWRadio.com. In 2016, we also have lots more coming up, including our February 9th cruise on the Disney Fantasy. It is a Star Wars Day at Sea cruise and WDW Radio's 9th anniversary and the Super Bowl and lots of surprises there. Our New Orleans meet and running team event, February 26th through the 28th. And then in November 2016, our e-ticket adventure, our meetup and event in New York City, then a 6-night cruise on the Disney Magic from New York to Puerto Rico, and then spending a couple days together in Puerto Rico as well. You can find out about all those over at www.radio.com/events. I also do other meetups as I'm going on the road to speak at conferences and to schools and events. For example, our next one is going to be in Fort Worth on Sunday, August 2nd. I'm going to be delivering the keynote presentation at Podcast Movement in Fort Worth, and I figured let's get together that evening for a casual meetup for anybody who is in the area. Again, if you visit the events page, you can find out more. And if I could come to maybe your conference or to your school or to your business or work with you one-on-one or small mastermind groups, visit LouMangello.com. Find out how maybe I can help you build your brand or business or turn your passion into your profession. Again, you can find out everything over at LouMangello.com. Thanks as always to MouseFan Travel. They are my official and recommended travel provider because it's who I use. It's who I use and recommend for the past 10 years or so. They give you incredible service, all at no cost to you, no matter what part of the Disney World, Disneyland, Aulani, Disney Cruise Line, whatever it may be you may be going to, you can visit them over at mousefantravel.com and go to celebrationspress.com and find out how you can get Celebrations Magazine delivered to your door or your digital device. And as always, my friends, and you are my friends, whether we have met yet or not, all I ask is that if you like the show, please help spread the word. Let others know about it. Tweet out that you're listening. Go to Facebook.com, share a link, comment there, tell your friends about it. I really do appreciate it. And what I would love is if you can go to iTunes and rate and review the show there. Thanks to you, we have more than 1,000 reviews. Would love to keep more of them coming. I want to thank recent reviewers like Will Douglas 77, Michael Panama Thomas, Quincy, the Disney fan, Jody Mayberry, and Epcot at night. You can visit iTunes and just search for WDW Radio or go to www.radio.com/iTunes. It'll give you instructions and a direct link so you can go and rate and review the show there. And finally, and most importantly, I need to give you my sincerest thanks for spending this time with me and allowing me to share my passion for Disney with you through the show and in so many other ways. Your friendship and love and support means more to me than you know. And I understand your time is valuable, and you know that as well, too. So be sure to invest your time into what's really important and to what really matters, whether it's family, business, your dream, your goal, whatever it is. Let the investment of time take you in a positive direction. Always have faith and always keep moving forward. And I hope that you have the most amazing week of your life this week. So until next time, see ya.
Hello, Lou. This is Austin from the Great Northwest. Wanted to leave a kudos for the fantastic podcast I discovered a few weeks ago. Trying to break away from the depressing news and just typed in Disney one day into Stitcher, and you popped up, and deservedly so. You have a fantastic show. I really enjoy listening to it and making my day a lot more positive than listening to the other things happening in this crazy world. I wanted to respond to your question regarding about the best thing that Disney has added over the past 10 years, and was thinking a little outside the box on this one. The last 2 times I've been able to go with my family, I've been able to take advantage of the free dining promotion, the quick service dining when we stayed at Pop Century. And I think that's really a fantastic addition because it allows us to really explore restaurants that I don't think normally we would afford as a family of 4, to go to Be Our Guest restaurant, to really dig in and have a full meal at Flame Tree Barbecue. And also afforded us the financial opportunity to do things like La Nouba with Cirque du Soleil because our budget suddenly has been freed up from having to purchase all that food. So I think that in itself has really kind of the first domino that allows so many other opportunities to happen. And as controversial as the dining plan might be on its own, as far as the value, when it's included, it's a fantastic value and a huge incentive to go during those off-season times of year. So I just wanted to share my 2 cents. I appreciate the community that has really rallied around this show and the passion shared with everyone, and I certainly look forward to future episodes. Thanks so much.
You've got a friend in me. Yeah.
What was the other one? What was the other? It was a mango. What was it? Sort of a mango, lime, lemon, lime, mango, lemon, lime. I don't. It's green.
It's a bright neon green.